What's up, champs? In this video, I'm gonna share 3 key things you wanna pay attention to before you start using supplements. Listen, I've been doing this now 13 years, and I can tell you from personal experience, it's easy to spend a mini fortune on supplements, whether it be protein shakes, fat burners, multivitamins, you name it. I've taken just about every single thing. And what I want to do in this video is help you save time and save money. Because if you're going to be spending the money, what I want to do is show you the key things and the most important things to pay attention to. That way you're not spending a mini fortune on supplements and not getting the results you want. Let's get to the action. Number 1, dial in your nutrition first. Listen guys, nutrition is the foundation for getting real results. I'm talking about significant changes in your body, whether you want to drop body fat or build muscle. Now, if you're just taking supplements and working out, you might see some results, but you won't see significant results to the point where you're getting chiseled or really lean or maybe even having a six-pack. See, back when I started taking supplements, I was about 19 years old. I had just started my career at LA Fitness training people, and I would just remember being so excited. And I just wanted to learn how to build muscle really good. I wanted to learn how to help people drop body fat. And so I was working out all the time. I started buying supplements because when I would go to Publix and different grocery stores, I see the magazines, like the men's health magazines, the muscle and fitness magazines. And when I buy them, I'm reading through them and I'm looking at the supplement advertisements. This protein, this fat burner, this pre-workout, you know, and I just started buying this stuff up. I just started eating it up. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like that. You see these magazines, you see these guys that are super lean and jacked, and I know I did. I aspired to look like these guys. And so I would buy the supplements, and I found myself buying supplements, working out, looking at myself in the mirror every single week, looking myself in the mirror, looking for some changes, looking for some more definition, looking for some more muscle. But week after week, that excitement started to diminish. I started to lose my excitement. I started to feel like, man, I'm putting in all this time and effort. I'm spending all this money, but I'm still not seeing the results that I want. And I thought that drinking protein shakes, I was gonna build muscle. But if you're not lifting the right way and you're not eating the right amount of protein, it won't matter. And so I just didn't know what I didn't know. And that's what happens to a lot of guys. You know, we're putting in all this time and effort, we're spending all this money, but if we're not properly educated, man, it's a waste of money and it's a waste of time. And so one of the biggest things you want to focus on first, this is probably one of the biggest parts, not nailing down your nutrition. You must nail down your nutrition before you start taking supplements, or else you're gonna find yourself maybe taking these supplements but still being deficient, whether it be in protein, carbs, or fats, or just in calories in general, and you still don't get the results that you want. And so make sure you have a balanced and proper nutrition regimen first. That way you can get the results you want without feeling like you're wasting your time. Think about it this way. Nutrition is the foundation for being able to drop body fat or build muscle. It's almost like building a house. If you don't have a solid foundation, a solid concrete foundation that you're building that house on, you're gonna start noticing the flaws in the foundation. You're gonna notice that the house might start sliding to one side. You're gonna start noticing cracks in the foundation of the house, right? And so that's the same thing that happens when people are trying to get results while just taking supplements, but they haven't nailed down the foundation with their nutrition. They start noticing the flaws. They start noticing, man, I'm taking these protein shakes, I'm taking these supplements, but I'm still always tired. I'm taking these pre-workouts, but man, I'm still not seeing the results that I want. What's the issue? It's because the foundation isn't set. Nail the foundation down first with nutrition, and then you can start thinking about taking some supplements. Number 2, develop a rock solid training routine. Listen, make no mistake, nutrition is king when it comes to dropping body fat and just being healthy in general. But without training, without lifting weights, you're gonna find yourself dropping weight and looking skinny, fat, and weak. Now, I don't know about you, I want to be a guy that demands that respect. I want to be that guy when I walk into a room, people look at me, or let's say I'm out with my lady or something, people look at me and say, okay, I might not want to, disrespect this guy. I might not want to step to this guy or try this guy, because the truth is, there are guys out there that don't have the look, that don't demand that type of respect, with how they look skinny and weak. And so guys do tend to try their woman in front of them. This stuff really does happen, guys, believe it or not. And so looking the part with your clothes on or with your clothes off, with your shirt off, guys, you're able to demand that respect. People take you a little bit more seriously because they see that you take yourself seriously, okay? And so with that said, you want to make sure that you're lifting weights at least 3 to 4 days a week before you start taking supplements. I was that guy, like I said earlier, I thought that just drinking protein shakes was going to help me build muscle, but I wasn't really seeing the results that I wanted. I didn't really start to see that muscle start to grow until I started lifting weights consistently with a structured routine, working out 3, 4, 5 days a week consistently, hitting my chest, hitting my legs, hitting my back, hitting my shoulders, hitting all those key muscle groups, so that way I can actually transform my body versus just spending money on supplements and eating good but still not seeing the results that I want. So just know the big key here is to have a structured training routine. Don't just wing it when you go into the gym. Then also have a progressive routine, meaning over time, week after week or every other month, you want to start adding on weight. You want to start pushing yourself a little bit harder, because our body is designed to adapt, which means over time, what we're doing now is gonna start being a little bit easier a couple of weeks or a couple of months down the road. And so we have to progressively increase the weight, progressively increase our intensity. That way our body continues to change. And once you get these two things down pat, the progressive overload and the structured routine, that's when I started to see the biggest changes in my strength. When I started to see my strength increase, when I started to see my core start to really just chisel out, when I started to see my muscles really start to develop and build. When you get these things nailed down, that's when you're gonna see your biggest transformation happen. And number 3, you must have a wellness and self-care routine. So here's the big issue. Most people start taking supplements for preventative reasons, whether it be low energy, low libido, or low sex drive, and they're neglecting the root issues or the root causes of these things. They haven't solved that problem first. For example, people who are going to work out, but they're taking pre-workout before they work out in the morning. Listen, why would you need to take pre-workout in the morning before your workout if you got an adequate amount of sleep the night before? And so it's things like that. You want to make your sleep a priority before you start trying to take energy supplements, because what's going to happen is you're going to not get enough sleep, and before long you're going to find yourself crashing because you're trying to rely on supplements. That's a flaw in the foundation, baby. And here's another example. For guys who are drinking all these protein shakes and BCAAs to build muscle like I used to be, if you prioritize eating an adequate amount of protein and just have a balanced nutrition regimen, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. You gotta know your macronutrients, baby. These are just foundations of life. You gotta know how to nail down your nutrition. And once you understand these things, you won't have to rely on drinking a protein shake or taking BCAAs unless you're using these things as like a way of having some convenience. Because there are times in my life where I don't have time to cook, or I just don't want to cook. And so I will drink a protein shake. Or let's say, for example, I've only been able to hit 150 grams of protein, but I have another 30 to 40 grams of protein that I want to hit that day, but I don't feel like eating a meal. I'll drink a protein shake to easily hit that goal, hit that target. And so these are simple and effective ways to use protein shakes, but still not rely so much on supplements and all those different things out there. So make sure you focus on building that wellness and self-care routine. Make sure you're getting an adequate amount of sleep, because once you feel well rested and rejuvenated, you're gonna have more energy. Make sure that you're being active outside of if you live a very sedentary lifestyle, because I do understand some people have these careers where we have to be sedentary. but that doesn't mean that should be an excuse to not be active during the times where we're not working. And so make sure that you nail down the foundation first, because once you have that set, that's when we can start going into taking supplements. Because I truly do feel like once we hit about 30 years old, yeah, we do need to start taking some supplements, whether it be some multivitamins, some omega-3 fish oils, things like that, maybe even protein shakes to give ourselves a little bit more convenience. Because I'll be honest, drinking protein shakes, it can be a benefit. Because let's say, for example, I've been eating meals throughout the day and I need to hit 190 grams of protein a day, and so that I can maintain and build muscle. But I'm only at 150 and I don't feel like eating another meal. I can use a protein shake to easily bump myself up to that 190 grams of protein as a way of convenience. And so I'm using protein shakes to kind of save me time, give me a little bit of freedom and wiggle room to not have to be in the kitchen cooking or leave the crib and have to go to Chipotle or something to go get a whole meal. I could just pop open my protein shake capsule, get me a scoop or two, put it in some almond milk, boom, I'm good. And so those are different ways that you can use supplements to be a benefit and a convenience for you versus you relying on supplements. You gotta have that foundation down first, and you gotta have some awareness of what parameters you need to hit to get certain results. And so with that said, if you don't nail down the foundation first with your nutrition, with your workouts, working out 3, 4, 5 days a week, if you're not nailing down your nutrition by understanding how much you need to eat to either drop body fat, maintain your weight, or even gain muscle, whatever your goal is. Everybody has a different situation. You gotta know these things first before you start taking supplements, or else you're gonna find yourself spending a mini fortune on supplements, like I was saying earlier, but not getting the results that you want. All right, champs, so that's all for today. Be sure to like, comment below any topics you want me to talk about in the future, and be sure to subscribe. We out. Let's get to the action.